Hi, I'm Chilton Webb, and this is my channel. I wanted to give you a quick overview of what you can expect here in 2026. And so I created this system here that's going to hopefully allow me to remember exactly what it was I was going to say. So the first thing you should know is I write a lot of software, but I'm slow, and I feel terrible about that. I don't know how to make it any better. I make some pretty complicated stuff, but it just takes generally a really long time. So I am very aware of that. I just want to stress going into all of this, I know it takes me a while to do stuff. And the second thing is I don't really conform to any of the easy ways to do things, and that bothers me too. Like on YouTube, supposedly, if I do things a certain way, I'm going to end up with higher views and stuff like that. And I've tried to conform to those in the past, and I just can't do it. I don't know why. I can't bring myself to just focus on one topic for my channel. I don't want to do that. So in 2026, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I don't like long videos. Most of my videos should be less than 10 minutes. Hopefully most of them are between 3 and 5 minutes. That seems to be about the sweet spot for my own personal attention span. So if I make a video that's longer than I can stand to watch something, it's usually because I have something very specific that I feel like people really, are going to be interested in that justifies that longer time. But most of the time, I'm going to try to stick to the 3 to 5 minute long videos. I'm all over the place, as you can see from this. YouTube does not like that at all. And so speaking of being all over the place, I've got a bunch of games that I've written over the years that I'm going to be re-releasing and or shifting up and kind of releasing in different formats. I might reskin some of them and rethink some of them. Everything from scary video games underwater to zombie games to casual games. So hopefully this will be a pretty good year. That's what I'm hoping. So we got music. I'm not a very musical person, but I have actually written quite a bit of musical software over the years, and I'm hoping to get some VR music software out this year. On the medicine front, you might have noticed a few videos where I kind of dabble in this. I have to walk a very thin line because YouTube really doesn't like it if you make videos about medical topics and you're not a doctor. On the other hand, I feel like that as humans, we should be naturally curious about our own bodies and about how things work. And so I have some technologies and some products that I'm going to be releasing hopefully this year that I think will genuinely help most people live life better, and we'll see what happens there, but that's going to be some stuff on the medical front. On the robotics side, I have 2 robots that I plan on deploying this year and probably selling. And I'll get into more of that later. I love robotics. I always have. It's one of the few things that I haven't really talked about publicly, though, yet. So on the AI front, obviously I have an AI product, CodeWalker, and even going back to some of my games, AI has always been a very important part of all of the video games that I make, for NPC AI all the way up to just kind of the concepts behind some of the games. On the animation front, clearly I really like animation. This channel, a lot of the people who are subscribed here are here because of animation related stuff, whether it's the mocap stuff in Glycon or earlier stuff I did in other environments. I have a few animation tools that I would like to get out the door this year, and we'll see how that goes. I am absolutely obsessed with the unseen, as in the things that are around you that you can't see and that are affecting you. And so hopefully I've got some products and stuff on that end. Now, the thing is, I like talking about this stuff, but I really like making things that change how you interact with things. And that's what I'm hoping to get out this year also, is a bunch of this stuff. On the programming side, I love watching programming videos. I have learned so much from other programmers through books and media and stuff like that. I've written a bunch of articles on intro to programming, but I've never really thought about getting into teaching programming or talking about programming in general, and I might do some of that this year on this channel. My general philosophy has always been the same, though, and that is I work on a thing. I create value or make a thing that people might want, and I put it out there, and then they pay me, and then that's how I pay my bills. That's always been my philosophy about software and life in general. It doesn't really work out that well when you have a thing that you want to put out there that's kind of fun for everyone, but it's not something that people necessarily should buy. Like if I come up with a new technique for something or a new concept, I don't really like the idea of trying to sell this to everyone. But at the same time, how do you monetize that? How do you pay your bills while you're doing stuff like that? A lot of other people have done things like Patreon or subscribe to the channel and paid subscription tiers. I haven't decided how I want to handle that, but I've got a bunch of stuff that I'd love to be doing if I could just afford to do that just all the time. And so hopefully the software that I make will pay for stuff, but I might also put a Patreon thing up there. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, if that's really weird. I mean, to be honest, I say it's really weird, but I think every month I pay quite a bit to Patreon for the channels that I like to support, whose content I like to consume, which has nothing at all to do with software they make or anything that they physically make. I have always liked to work in secret. I don't like working in public. I hate working in public. I am constantly paranoid that someone's going to see how easy something is, or their own experience will go, oh, he could have done that a lot easier with this other thing I already have. So I don't like people knowing what I'm up to. But that doesn't really work when it comes to me trying to talk about my software and talk about products coming out and how I want to like marketing stuff. So I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to be more build in public, but it's really hard for me, guys. It's really hard for me. I love talking to people, and I just like talking in general. I love it. I will talk on the phone for hours to pretty much anyone, which is absolutely why I didn't put that slide in there. Why I hate texting and talking and everything else at the same time, because I don't get anything done. And then everyone's like, hey, this was a good talk. Can't wait to see what you do with whatever we're talking about. But it turns out I've now spent mentally my entire spoon bucket full of energy on that phone call or that discussion, and then I go off and do nothing and get nothing done, which if I work in secret, that doesn't happen. I get stuff done this way. It's a disparity that I really don't like, and I haven't figured out a way around it. I'm curious if you have. Let me know. So a result of the way that I do things is not great, which is that I build a thing. I spend all my time building a thing. For example, today I just finished fixing a thing that's taken me probably 3, maybe 4 years to wrap my head around how to do it correctly. I finally got it done. It's in the product. It's in a product. I'm about to put it out there, and all I can think about is what's the next thing that I need to dive into in the product. I'm not thinking about marketing or selling the product or anything like that. And all of that is critical to actually making money, enough money to afford to do the development work. And I know that. And I don't know why I can't just get in the habit of building a thing, make the thing, then go sell the thing, then go build another thing. It's so much more comforting and comfortable for me to build a thing and then just go, I'm just going to build the next thing, and tell myself, justify that I don't want to go sell. I don't need to go sell. I need to finish this next thing. That's not good. So I'm trying to get in the habit of building, deploying, and then going and selling, and then going back to building. We'll see if I actually stick to that. I want to do more interviews and podcasts on this channel. I've got a lot of interesting friends, and a lot of you are interesting people that I've talked to over the years, and I would love to have people on here and talk. I think it's a much more natural kind of conversation, and you get more out of it when you're around other people, I think, and when you can bounce ideas off of people. So I'm hoping to actually get around to interviews. I started last year, I did one interview that just went horribly. the interview went great. It was fantastic. And then I realized after the fact that the microphone was not picking up his side of the conversation at all. And we had to reshoot the whole thing, and we never got around to reshooting the whole thing. So I'm hoping to do some interviews this year, and let me know if you'd like to be on a little interview podcast thing, or if you want me to have me on your show. I'd love to do that. And let's see. Yeah, I guess that's it. So welcome to the show. That's all I have to say. I'm going to make this my new intro video. And with that in mind, as soon as this is done, I'm going to go work on some promo material for some of the products I've made, rather than actually work on the products anymore, because I've worked on them enough. They're in good shape. I need to actually tell people about them now. Okay, so that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.